I'm Ansley Scrimshire, and I'm the owner of Dora Mae Jewelry, a line of vintage modern jewelry inspired by my grandmother, Dora Mae. Ten years ago, my grandmother, Dora Mae, she was getting ready to move into her assisted living facility. And so we were cleaning out her attic, and down from the attic, she brought these boxes, these shoe boxes, really old shoe boxes full of jewelry. She just started unloading them out of the attic onto her antique doily bedspread. And it was so beautiful and so inspiring. We had no idea she'd been collecting that much jewelry for that long, but it was also kind of old and outdated, and we didn't know exactly what to do with it. So one at a time, I started taking a brooch or a strand of beads or something like that up to a bead store and designing things, and then having them make the jewelry for me. And I would give it to my mom or my sisters. I was a garden designer at the time, and other people just started bringing me their family heirlooms that were collecting dust in a drawer somewhere and weren't getting any use, but they wanted them updated too. They wanted to wear something meaningful to them on a day-to-day basis. So I saw all my landscape and garden design drawings, and before long I had more antique brooches from people's collections that were sitting on my desk than I had garden design plans. So I realized I was slowly but surely and very accidentally becoming a jewelry designer. So there's a lot of magic that happens in the Dora Mae studio. Creativity is so mysterious, inspiration is so mysterious, and we really enjoy just the creative process and waiting for that right inspiration to kind of hit us before we make it. We never want to just, especially since we're dealing with things that are meaningful to people, we don't just want to design for design's sake, but we really want to connect to the piece and connect to the personality of the people that bring us their treasured heirlooms. And there is magic in that process. So we're trying to think, where's a place that combines both that vintage element but also has that magical aura? And the fair came to mind. So we could just picture all the twinkling lights, the retro lights with the old roller coasters, and kind of dusty and dirty, but still romantic and kind of beautiful in its own way. But my dad and I had a 12-year tradition from the time I was in kindergarten until I graduated as a senior. We went to the fair together every year. And we went to the same French fry stand, the same funnel cake stand. We rode all the same roller coasters. We had such a great time, and I actually have buttons with pictures of my dad and I from when I was 6 till when I was 18. And so the fair actually means something to me personally. So there's a lot of magic in the fair for me.
I'm leaving home for the coastline, someplace under the sun. I feel my heart for the first time, 'cause now I'm moving on, yeah, I'm moving on.
So the inspiration for our 10-year anniversary is really the same as it was on day one of Dora Mae, and that is all about restoring life to pieces that are old or dead, or people feel like they don't have any use anymore, but somehow they're still meaningful to people. So many people can relate to this. They don't want to throw it away because it has meaning in their family, but they also don't know exactly what to do with it. And what's really fun is that people have brought the same piece to us several times. So their style could change over the years, or they get a little bit more fashion forward, or they want to do something really funky with it. So the first time we might have made something more conservative, but then we kind of get a little bit edgy with their piece. And then once they've worn that for a while, they'll bring it back. So one piece can have new life over and over again and doesn't have to stay stuck in the era that it was created. So we have a lot of fun combining both the meaning and the fashion side of things for people. She was such a unique person herself, wrote poetry, was a seamstress, played the piano by ear. All of these things that are just made her who she is. And my heart's desire is really to honor that human that was Dora Mae. And she is still very much a part of the atmosphere and energy of our studio. And her picture sits on our checkout desk, and she has a signed picture, and her signature says, "I loves ya." She was from Arkansas, very much a Southern girl who grew up in the Depression, but her signature says, "I loves ya, Dora Mae." So that is something that we really love and connect to, and want to share with our customer. But also, if I was going to think of words, I would say words like all the words that start with RE. So reimagine, reinvent, revive, restore, all of those kind of bringing life back into pieces. Those are the words that really inspire us to kind of keep doing what we're doing. I love to create things that really only one person really has to connect to. So those are my favorite: the bold, the bright colors, the really interesting juxtapositions. And most people, 99% of people would be like confused by it, or wouldn't quite understand, or would not know how to style it. But then that person can really connect to it. And I think Dora Mae is really about that. It's about one of a kind style, totally original. And when we help people kind of break out of the mass-produced trends that everybody's wearing and really find a piece that they connect to that is as original as they are, then we feel like our mission is accomplished.